The game might be over, but we're just getting started. Welcome to the Todd Fox Postgame Podcast, your go-to spot for real, unfiltered Angels talk, win or lose, on the Halos in the Infield Network. You never know what's going to happen. Walk-offs, meltdowns, heroics, or straight-up typical Angels disasters. We're breaking it all down. Who stepped up and took home the Golden Stamos, the most prestigious award in baseball? And who embarrassed themselves so badly they're stuck with the dreaded Nacho Night Award? Drop your comments, call in, and sound off. We're reading them all. So like, share, subscribe, and buckle up, because this show pulls no punches. And yes, Anthony Rendon is still a fragile little bitch. Take it away, Todd.
I'm a fox. My name's Todd.
Hey, welcome into another episode of the Halos in the Infield Postgame Show. We come to you no matter what, rain or shine, win or lose, because it's by the fans, for the fans, by the fans. We love talking Angels baseball on here, and you know, sometimes it drives us crazy at the same time, but it is what it is, man. It's a long season. There's a long way to go. There's a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight. Well, if you go by that, you're pretty depressed tonight. A win like last night, you feel a little bit better, but you kind of knew this was happening and it was going to go this way because of, well, the travel. If you guys are just coming under a rock or coming from out under a rock and not knowing exactly what happened with the Angels' schedule and what happened as far as how late they got into Minnesota, I'll break it down real quick, which is they were supposed to play a day game yesterday, which was supposed to be a getaway day, a business man special, leaving, the game latest, 4 o'clock. You get on the flight by about 7, 8 o'clock, the latest. And then you get out to Minnesota around 12 o'clock and you have plenty of time to sleep. And, the latest you go to bed's 1 a.m. and then you could get a good night's rest and you wake up a little late. You have room service. And then you get bused to the stadium, you get batting practice, you kind of do a little bit of film if you believe the Angels still do film. And then you go about your business and you do the game and you're on perfect rest. However, what happened today was not exactly like what should have happened, which was the Angels left last night around 12 or 1 in the morning. I think even 2 o'clock. They arrived just before 6 a.m. They checked into their hotel around 7 or 8 in the morning, and then they proceeded to go to the stadium only after a few hours rest. Now, it's only if most players couldn't sleep. Some players have been flying so long it doesn't bother them. Others are like me and can't sleep with a donut around their neck, nothing, because they feel that if they close their eyes, they're not going to wake up. That's how I feel when I fly. So I have to stay awake as much as I'm rattled. I don't start feeling good till the plane starts to descend. When it's up in the air about 50 billion miles above the earth, then I feel real shitty and I can't sleep for anything. So with that being said, the Angels played exactly how we thought they would. And again, a terrible owner breeds terrible play, and it starts from the top and goes all the way down because that greedy piece of shit, Artie Moreno, did what he did. It's not the first time he's did this team, bent this team over and used no Vaseline in the process. So he did it again, this time a little different, though, and the Angels played exactly how we thought they would. Now, I had the idea of sending Hendricks early. I don't know if that was an option or if that's even doable in Major League Baseball. But Hendricks appeared to not be on his A game, no pun intended, at all. He was terrible today. Only 3 innings pitched, 3 hits allowed, 7 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, and 5 freaking walks. And even if he pitches good, let's just be frank. I mean, even though I'm Todd, get it? They only scored 4 runs. I mean, they did their per usual. And yes, they put up 10 hits, but come on, how much of that was against the starter? A lot of it was garbage time. So this is just a wash. You knew this game was going to happen, not John Washington. It was just a wash. 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position. We'll go over that. The Twins went 4 for 9. Those are some ugly-ass uniforms, by the way, that the Twins sport. Looking at the pitching tonight, 90 pitches total for Hendricks. The bad thing about it is almost 50% or just above 50% were thrown for strikes. You're not going to win many games like that. He's now sporting a 6.65 ERA, 1 decimal short of the sign of the devil. Edwards Jr. continues to impress. If you weren't impressed by his first journeyman outing, he said, I'll raise you one and give you another journeyman outing. 2 runs allowed to him, but he really coughed up a couple of those on the home run and a single or a double that he gave up. He was trash in this one. 16 out of 22 pitches were for strikes, but he's now sporting a 9 ERA. Medeiros came in to mop up, and he didn't really pitch all that great himself. 3 innings pitched. He'll likely get sent down. 2 runs and 2 hits, 3 walks. They issued They issued 8 walks tonight as a team. You're not going to win very many baseball games like that if you're walking more players than you are striking out. So that's just a given right there. And the Angels once again struck out 10 times. So they did their normal double-digit thing. And again, second straight series in a row, a team is scuffling. 4th out of 5th series, because I can't really say the Giants were scuffling. They were hitting pretty good. But if you look at Houston before the Angels, scuffling. Texas before the Angels, scuffling. Pirates before the Angels, scuffling. And now the Twins, who were scuffling, have the same record as the Pirates, 10-16, they were scuffling, and they didn't look like they were scuffling tonight. Just hitting the ball where everybody wasn't. You had Larnach. I mean, everybody knows Larnach, right? He went 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs and raised his average to 224. They have guys who are batting 190, 174, 116 in the lineup. They had a pinch hitter batting 091. Their leadoff hitters batting 222. It's not like the Angels have better averages, but a little bit more respectable. They have a lot of guys batting below the Mendoza, where the Angels have 1, and he happens to be the best player on the team. Oh, and Tim Anderson. You got Mike Trout batting a robust 185, even though he had 2 hits. It's just a miserable loss. Like I am not surprised 1 iota that they came out and give you a shit performance because of all the things. And again, I'm not an excuse guy. I'm really not. I'm not one of these guys that's gonna be like, well, the weather wasn't exactly how the Angels wanted it. No, this had all to do with Artie Moreno, and it all had to do with, again, I mean, what were they preaching in the I suffered through listening because I was going back and forth with the draft. I hate watching pregame shows. Maybe I'm showing my age, but I can't do NFL pregame shows. It's all a bunch of propaganda. Same thing with any other pregame show. I just can't do it. Even when it's Super Bowl Sunday, I never watch any of that bullshit. They have like a 6-hour pregame show before a Super Bowl. It's ridiculous. And they tell everyone's story from the grandma's, mailman's, cousin's, milkman's father. Nobody gives a shit. So even when the Angels do like a 30-minute, weekly Angels show, and then they go into the pregame, they don't really give you too much substance. So I never pay attention to that. But today was on during dinner, and I'm watching it, and Gooby's like, doing everything he can to pump you up for the game. And you got the wandering eye up there, Erica's eye, telling one side of the story, and then you got Erica telling the other. And it's like, it's just not compelling whatsoever. And it just seems to be excuse after excuse, not really hammering down. Like we knew that they wouldn't talk shit about their own organization or their lack thereof. But, when it comes down to it, again, what's going to be taken out of this game by fake fans, because this network talks real baseball. This network's not a shitty podcast depending on StatCast. It's depending on what you see, what the baseball was meant to be, not baseball in new analytics and all these. I mean, come on, exit velocity being the best thing out there. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, you heard Gooby during the game because they had nothing to talk about prior to the game other than, maybe the woes of these guys being tired, but they were setting it up for a loss, and they just kept saying, well, they have a new approach. No, they don't. They came out there with the same dumbass approach where it's, okay, you thought maybe they could get a couple guys on, do something from the first inning onward after they blew an opportunity getting the first 2 guys on. You got to punch a team like this in the face. Instead, they got punched in the face and in the gut because the Twins shut them down and then proceeded to score a run in the bottom of the first inning. And after the Angels got a run back, it was 1-1, and that's it. That's as close as they got. The game was over after that point. Third inning started, and then they were down 2, and then the fourth inning just knockout blow. So you only can battle for 4 innings. And again, don't tell me the Angels chipped away for 3 runs. I mean, they got a couple home runs. It's like, dude, that shit's done, dude. Like, stop. You know, like again, solo blasts aren't going to get a shit. And when you hear the numbers of what this team now does, hitting wise, just 25 games into the season, it's going to blow your mind. It is literally going to blow your mind on how bad this team is right now, hitting wise. And you may say, well, what about their pitching, Todd? Well, again, tonight you could chalk this one up to both sides just sucking. Both sides sucking. Flat out. Again, I mean, you're only working 2 walks. I mean, that's pathetic. Again, yeah, you got 10 hits, but how many of those did you drive in? So this team does a lot of wrong things. And I mean, during the game again, Gooby was like, well, the Twins really aren't hitting the ball that hard, and that one off the exit velocity was 70 miles per hour. Yeah, no shit. That's why exit velocity doesn't matter. You know, the Angels had their defense shifted one way, the Twins went the other. So you could squib it off the end of the bat and get a single. Just, I mean, for the love of God, the StatCast stuff is so overrated. And these guys live and die on it, dude. It's so stupid. And it's frustrating, man, because, look, again, I had no hopes of them winning this game. Like, tomorrow I'm going to go into it, turn the page, let's try to go 1-0, all that stuff. But today I didn't think we were going to go 1-0. If we somehow got a win, it would be the most Angel thing to happen. But looking at this lineup, what they did tonight, Soler in that leadoff spot finally got a hit. He went 1 for 5 with a double. Neto got a single, but he struck out. You had Mike Trout with a home run. Big whoop there. But he had an RBI single, which was amazing. 2 strikeouts, though, including striking out to end the game. Big Ears Ward continues to struggle. He's down to 208. 0 for 3, 2 more strikeouts. Kyron Paris comes in there and does nothing again. He's now 1 for 27. Ohapi went 1 for 4, and of course his only hit was a home run. 7 home runs, 12 RBIs. That's bullshit. That is terrible baseball. Renifo got 3 hits again. So, I mean, he's raising his average after he had been slumping. Joe Adell got a hit and an RBI, but 2 more strikeouts, and Tim Anderson went 1 for 4 with a strikeout. So, yeah. I'm not even going to go through the scoring because it really doesn't matter. They got worked 11-4. 11-4. So, 12-13, guys and gals. That was a shitty performance. I mean, an absolute shitty performance. And, yeah, I'm reading the chat right here. It says, I should have expected the downfall as an Angels fan. That's from Dot over there on TikTok. But, right, I haven't gotten into the streams yet over here on YouTube or X right now. But I'm just depressed because at least, you know, you could have shown me something tonight. You could have shown all of us Angels fans if you came to play at least with a different approach. If you tried to mix things up and work a walk, bunt, do small ball stuff. It's like me trying to learn the Spanish language. I can't do it. The Angels just, but the difference is at least I'll try sometimes. The Angels don't. They don't try. And it's sickening. So once I go through the awards, I want you guys to hang 10 and listen to, actually, you know what? I'm going to do that right now then. F it. I'm going to give you guys and gals, and by the way, this day in history, April 25th, 1961, the Angels played their first ever extra inning baseball game against the Detroit Tigers at Wrigley Field. Yes, the Wrigley Field in Los Angeles when they were the Los Angeles Angels, and they lost. Big shocker, 3-2. So with that being said, let's go over some of these stats, shall we? And this is I'm gonna go through the stats right here. I got them in front of me for average, best batting average as a team this year. goes to the Chicago Cubs, followed by the St. Louis Cardinals at 264. So 265 is your average for the team, right? Where are the Angels in the list of 30 teams? Well, funny you say 28th, maybe. The Angels are batting as a team 216. They are 215 now in those games, and they have a total of let's see, they're ranked 28th out of 30 teams. The Minnesota Twins are ahead of them. When it comes to hits as a team, the Cubs obviously are number 1, and the Angels are 28 because that's what it goes by. Doubles as a team, Boston is number 1. The Angels are, where are they? I just saw them. The Angels are number 23 with 31 overall doubles. They are 21 behind the leader. Triples as a team, the Angels are 12th with 3. Now, here comes the big bragging for the Angels. As far as home runs are concerned, for a team so far through 25 games, the Angels are 4th in the league with 36 home runs. The New York Yankees and the Dodgers have 41 apiece. So there you go right there. Then you have, let's see, RBIs as a team. Now, here's where it falls off. Now, you already heard the Angels have 36 home runs, right? So the Cubs have 38 home runs, but the difference is they have 160 RBIs. So 38 home runs and 160 RBIs. That's pretty damn good. Yankees have 41 homers and 132 RBIs as of tonight. The Dodgers are in 9th place with 41 homers and 113 RBIs. Scrolling down now, where are the Angels when it comes to home runs and RBIs? They have 36 home runs and 94 RBIs. That is good for 19th in the league. So they're hitting a shit ton of solos, but they're not getting anybody in, really. They're not. And most of that's on sacrifices. They're not getting singles, doubles, anything else like that. So then we move over to walks as a team. Who has the most walks in the league? Well, the next opponent for the Angels, the Seattle Mariners, 111 walks as a team. Where are the Angels on this list? Oh, I keep scrolling down. Big shocker. The Angels are last place in the all of Major League Baseball. Last freaking place with walks. The Angels have 53 walks as a team. That is dead last. That is pathetic. Now let's go to another stat, strikeouts, because this is the one we all want to know. So you've only walked 53 times as a baseball team. How many strikeouts does this team have so far? 227. 227 strikeouts already. So 226 strikeouts. Boston has the most with 257 strikeouts. So they're not as bad. Now here's one that's really going to kill you. With the ways to steal bases and to advance runners and to put pressure on the opponent's pitcher and to put pressure on that defense out there, the Chicago Cubs come in first with stolen bases in 25 games of 40. So they're averaging more than 1 stolen base per game. How many do your Anaheim Angels of Los Angeles of the Republic of China have in 25 games? 9. Not no in German, but 9. 9! Only the A's have less than the Angels with 8 stolen bases. And I think Kyron Paris has like 5 of those 9. Nobody else is running. Everyone refuses to do it. 9 stolen bases. You have to be flipping kidding me. And what is their OPS or their on-base percentage right now? Chicago Cubs obviously number 1 with 346. The Angels are dead fucking last. 272 on-base percentage. Dead last. That means Chicago White Sox, Colorado Rockies, the team that killed us tonight, all have more hits and get on base better than we do. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Their slugging percentage, for all that talk about home runs, Oh, pretty respectable. 3.98. Not bad, right? But they're not driving in runs. Now, real quick, before I get into the comments and everything else, let's see how they stack up pitching wise, because I think that's where everyone freaks out about this team is pitching. Best ERA in the league goes to the New York Mets. Griffin Canning is on that team. Then you have RIP Andy says already needs to sell. He needs to sell a long time ago. But the Angels have the 6th worst ERA in baseball right now. Didn't need any starting pitching, did we? Didn't we? All those guys that were out there, $20 million a year and less, all that, already said, I don't want to spend more than 20 million for a starter. He spent 25. And then he refuses to get those pitchers that are pretty good, about for 10 to 15 million that went to other teams. Jillian 25 says this team is so depressing. Why am I an Angel fan? Only the Orioles have the worst ERA. Now you look at not innings pitch, hits allowed. And Yankees have allowed the least at 160. The Angels have allowed 205, which is 21st in the league. Earned runs given up. The Angels are 19th at 104. The best is the Mets at 58. The worst is the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles have the worst. Home runs allowed this year so far through 25 games. The Angels have allowed 32 home runs. The most is the Tampa Bay Rays at 39, so 25th most home runs given up. And then you have walks. Here's where it kills the Angels right here. The least amount is Texas has thrown is 63. The Angels have thrown 94. Good for 22nd in the league with walks. Total strikeouts for a pitching staff. And so far, the Phillies lead the league with most strikeouts or striking out players at 246. The Angels are 28th. 28th in the league as far as strikeouts. Your whip for pitching. Houston has the lowest at 1.08. And then the Angels are 5th highest at 1.42. Boy, I mean, the first 25 games, man, is it safe to say that you're lucky that this team is currently 12-13 now through 25 games? Zamora says, I physically can't watch them right now. Dean says it was so hard to watch this game. It was a bad game, but you knew this was going to happen because the sleep deprivation, Artie Moreno, and the shit that he pulled to try to bust another buck. I mean, he truly is, I think, outside of the Rockies owner and the Pirates owner, he has to be the worst, because I think him being an owner and doing the shit to get the Anaheim mayor sent to federal prison, and the stuff he did with Tyler Skaggs and the doctor that was, all that stuff that he has so many skeletons in his closet right now. And again, Donald Sterling for the Clippers, yes, he was a racist. Yes, he was an evil guy and did some pretty shady stuff. But the one thing they got him for is saying the N-word. Now, yes, that is a terrible word, and he deserves to get what he got. But my point is, if Donald Sterling got removed as an owner, and the rest of the owners can do that, where they say, hey, this guy is not good for the game. This guy is a detriment to the game. He's not promoting the game. He needs to go. He's a bad look for us. He's losing us money. Get him the fuck out of here. And they vote, and they got him out, right? They forced him to sell the team. And the Clippers got Ballmer as an owner. Now, that can happen in baseball, too. It happened with Marge Schott back in the day, the Reds owner. She said some racist shit, and she was rightfully removed. The league said this is not a good look. We have a lot of black players. We have a lot of other players of color. We cannot let them be mistreated by the actions of this owner. It's a terrible look. We want to keep fans. We don't want to lose fans. And they did what's right for baseball. Now, if you think about it, there's about a handful of owners that need to go. Artie Moreno's got to be at the top of the list. You got to look at Oakland's owner. That guy's a piece of shit. Tampa Bay's owner's a piece of shit. The Rockies owner's a piece of shit. Pittsburgh Pirates owner's a piece of shit. There's a few more, too, that I'm probably missing. Miami Marlins. I mean, why own the team just to run them into the ground, right? But at least they're doing it financially. We have a dumbass who's done stuff in court and has got all kinds of he could be charged with felonies, but he has great lawyers. Allegedly. So, I mean, look at what he's done, man. I mean, and we've gotten rid of owners in other leagues for little, not even close to what Artie's done. Yeah, Artie just remains. And you would say, well, why? If you want to get not even talk about his stuff that he's done on the outside of baseball, right, off the field, just talk about the fact that he's anointed the Anaheim market, Los Angeles. So you've put a bullseye on our back, saying that okay, this team, just like the New Jersey Nets from way back in the day, or like the Giants and Jets to go to football. They don't play in New York, but they're called New York, right? The only team that actually plays in New York from NFL is the Buffalo Bills. The other teams are in New Jersey, but they call them New York. So it's kind of the same thing here. He tried to do that kind of philosophy and say, okay, we're going to call the Angels Los Angeles. So you put a bullseye on our back. People expect this team to be better. They expect this team to be a major market. You're just running it into the ground. You're doing the bare minimum every season. And we're supposed to be so happy because, hey, next weekend we're getting a clear tote bag or one of those fanny packs that's clear with some Rally Monkeys stickers on the outside. Ooh, yeah. Don't forget about Christmas in June. And we had Star Wars weekend. Don't worry about monster trucks in February when we're not in the postseason, because that's what we can watch instead of playoff baseball. I mean, look, it's tiring talking about Artie, but I have to bring him up because then he pulls shit like this. And it's terrible. It is terrible. I'm tired of watching it. I'm tired of having to see this asshole continue to own the team and to continue to run my favorite franchise into the dirt. So with that being said, we're going to play this song that, again, is reserved for losing. And from first pitch to last, is the saddest song ever. Season does start tonight, apparently, but the Angels lose, and they lose big time, 11-4. Like I said, you could see the writing on the wall before this game even started. Let's talk about who gets the player of the game. Brought to you in part by 714 Tickets. If you haven't done it yet, please go to 714 Tickets, log in or register yourself for free. Get 10% off in the promo code by just putting HITI on top of the actual price that the tickets are. They're going to go for like $50 on the page. It's not going to jump to $89 to $90 after service fees and taxes, because there are none. The price that you see is the price you get, and that's exactly what it is. Plus, you get 10% off thanks to us. Now, let's see who gets the award for the John Stamos Golden Stamos. The Golden Stamos, as I'm cutting that one early, the Golden Stamos has to go to Brian Bruxton tonight. He killed it, 3 RBIs, 2 hits, a big-time home run. And then he just put the game away. This game was over before it started. It seemed like the Angels were out of it. Angels are back to doing their same old shit. And then look what happens when they do the same old shit at the plate and they don't take advantage, leave runners on, or just don't work walks. Well, if the pitching has a bad night, you get the result you did tonight. 11 runs on 8 hits, a shitload of walks, 8 walks given up. Angels mustered 10 hits. That looks good, but they struck out 10 times and only scored 4 runs, 3 of which are on home runs, which is pretty pathetic. Because, again, we can never get a rally going. We always have to kill it with a solo home run. And whose problem is it?
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's I'm the problem. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's I'm the problem. It's
There's a little Taylor Swift for you guys that are Swifties. But don't forget, the Halo honks love solo blasts. Oh my God, did you see how far that ball went in the exit velocity? Who gets Nacho Night Award? Presented to you by Brewheim. Some of the best beer in Anaheim, brewed locally in Anaheim. It's not Los Angeles. It's Anaheim, baby. They have a strawberry blonde. It's rare, but very tasty. Very tasty. You should try it 10% off by just mentioning us. HITI, HITI, Halos in the Infield.
Nacho night, oh yeah, nacho night. Pile it up, load it high. Extra shame, hold the pride. Grab a fork, take a dive. Dignity's gone, but the cheese survived. Molded cheese, stale chips, what a sight. All your dreams gone tonight. Had a bad night, lost the fight. No more crunch, just take a bite. It's the Nacho Night Award.
The Nacho Night Award for worst player on the field. There's so many of them. I want to give it to most of the Angels lineup, but man, I mean, a lot of them deserve it. 10 strikeouts tonight, but you have to give it to Hendricks. Hendricks was just lousy. Lousy. I mean, he was missing. You could say sometimes he was getting pinched by the umpire, but for the most part, he was outside the zone. He couldn't find the zone. I mean, bases loaded. The Twins were just standing there for 3 batters in a row. He walked one in. Pretty poor performance for him. I don't know. Maybe it was jet lag, but again, I'm willing to give them all a pass tonight because I love the Angels as much as I shit on them. I love them so much. I want them to be better. I want them to win. I want them to succeed. I don't like 1 for 27s. I don't like bad pitching performances like this. I don't like calling up untested guys or journeyman players that shouldn't be in the bullpen. We should have better arms at this point, right? We should have a better approach at the plate, right? I don't like games like this, but I'm willing to look the other way because of fucking Artie Moreno did this to the team. He literally handicapped them before game time. My only hope is right now they took a shower and they're on the process of going to sleep right now and getting enough and having a nice breakfast and hitting the field early for practice and not fielding. I don't give a shit about the fielding right now. We need to work on the hitting. We need to get a better approach. So yes, there it is right there. Now let's get to the comments. We're going to get to all the comments. And Mateo leads off, and he leads off with a home run, just like O'Neill Cruz did the other night by just saying, guess what time it is? It's Spritz o'clock.
Spritz o'clock, Angels play. Win or lose, we toast today. Sip and cheer, no matter score. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more.
Spritz o'clock, baby. You toast it no matter what. Dan Rios says, me love you long time.
There's a lot of baseball left to be played. And the season starts tonight, which makes me so horny. And me love you long time.
Rally Chris says, Mateo here 2 hours before the post-game show. Before he starts it, he's going to say Spritz o'clock. Also, he comes on here and he says Lombardi. What's going on out here? There you go. Also, Saucy says, looking good. Just a few grand slams and we'd be golden. Useless Trucker says, I'm in weed. California, all the residents say they really love weed. They sure do here in California. Also, the Angels got 8 strikeouts. That's before the game ended, I guess. So I'll fast forward a little bit here. Let's see. Also, losing can trigger a range of negative psychological purposes or responses from disappointment and frustration and anxiety, and also self-doubt. Let's see. Also, put Detmers in the rotation now. I don't think that's I don't think we need to do that yet. Also, Tyler checks in with, holy shit, we suck. Yes, we do suck.
Oh, no! We suck again!
Grillmaster says, if Fernando would have went, we would have won. Oh, wait. Useless Trucker says, like and subscribe or the Twins will win again tomorrow. Also, Grillmaster says, it was Texas two-step that killed us. I blame it on that. Also, Dodgers face Skeens tonight. Mike Trout checks in with, see, Todd, last night as we got to our hotel room, I had sex. And boom, I hit a home run. LV says we're cooked. Also, relax. Everybody relax. The fucking season starts tonight. That's right, everybody. Stop getting so frustrated so early.
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
Keep your composure.
Come on, all right, everybody. That's what I'm talking about, guys. We've made a great effort so far. Let's just keep it up.
That's right! We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure. We've come too far. There's too much to lose. We've got to keep our composure.
LV says, call me a honk, but I think the Halos can still win the series. They might. They have 2 day games in a row. One tomorrow, 11:30 Pacific, and I think they play another one on 10:30 Pacific, which will probably be 11 o'clock here too. So we have that to look forward to. Also, Sapphire says, if this team was a winning team, I wouldn't be sad and with too many sorry seasons. Winning makes me spend money towards this team. Winning makes me want to go to more games, and I don't. Also, porno films, maybe this is what he should spend money on. Sapphire says someone needs to replace Kyle Hendrickson, or someone needs to talk to him real bad. We could have came back, but 11 runs is too much for this team. Also, Trout got 2 hits. Cue Lombardi, because even Lombardi can't believe that he's got 2 hits in this game, or at least had a home run and a single with an RBI.
What the hell's going on out here?
Also, Kings losing at least, thank goodness, right there. Tyler says they're going to be talking about that flight for the next decade. Yes, they will. Balls, and traveling. Marty says, wow, we suck. Useless Trucker says Angels are tied for last in the AL West. The A's face the White Sox tonight. Oh, boy. Randy says, my coworker's name is Frank. Oh, it's Frankie over there. What's up, Frank? Eric Ward says, why in the fuck can we ever sign a quality starting pitcher? These blue light specials don't work. We need to make a trade for a quality arm. We absolutely do, because, again, you got nobody that's going to scare the opponent in this rotation. Marty says, you would be tired if you were on a plane and all you heard overnight was Gooby telling our hitters, launch angle, boys. That's what we need, launch angle. Let's go, exit velocity. He's probably like, exit velocity, launch angle, Mike Trout. Randy says, I can't wait till the winter when we're doing nothing again. Cue the Wiener song. Oh, yeah, because, again, we had a bunch of wieners in the lineup again tonight doing a bunch of nothing. So,
Wiener, 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 next to another wiener, 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 two wieners alongside yet another wiener, wiener party, party, wiener party, wieners nice and soft, non-erect wieners, flopping wieners, flopping wieners, dangle wieners, dangle wieners in my bag.
Stop, please. I can't take any more.
Useless Trucker says, watching the A's game to see if the Angels officially make the last place in the AL West. Eric Ward says, and I don't want to hear about this team being tired. Kyle had plenty of rest. He did, though. F. Artie at least put a competitive product on the field. Everyone else is putting a winning product out there. I'm not asking for a freaking to compete. Sign some pitchers and figure it out. Also, Seahawks just drafted Jalen Milroe. I'll take that. Hater ass Todd right there. Thank you, Randy. Also, Grillmaster says, see all the bugs on the field? That's got to bug you. Also, Grillmaster says Matty v broadcast. It was his fault. Yeah, we don't win with him either, and he calls a good game. No rally, Chris. We want the Timberwolves to win. Fuck the Lakers. Tyler says, imagine the score if we had Patio. It'd be like 19-1. Eric Ward says, I couldn't even stomach to watch the post game and listen to that bullshit. All they can do is polish a giant turd. Who wants to hear that shit? Game's over. Move on to tomorrow. Yep, turn the goddamn page and get Soler off the leadoff spot, Ron. It's not going to work. Dan Rios says, Wash working on getting a pink slip. He is really, really working on it. Also, watch we win tomorrow, get back to 500, lose on Sunday to lose a series to go back to Seattle again, 500. Gerard says, Halos continue to be the Viagra for struggling teams. Bad teams get boned up to the face. That was a pounding with no Vaseline. Hey. That's what it was in the gyration. They were tired. Q FanDuel. Yeah, we're not going to let that one go, dude. We're just not going to let that one go. Oh, I hate that song so much. Don Hammond says, we kind of expected this loss, honestly. We sure did. Tyler says, hey, check out those bugs, Q FanDuel. That's a lot of bugs, Brian. Hey, there's a giant one in your eye, Erica. She's like, no, it's just my eye. Also, it's your boy says, the thing is other teams are hitting home runs with men on base while we're hitting with nobody on base. Yeah, it's just Captain Solo over and over and over. Gerard says, this is what it sounds like when doves cry. Halos need to purify themselves in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. I like the Chappelle Prince reference. Don Hammond says, yeah, this offense is absolutely horrendous. Rally Chris says, speaking of last place, remember we were in first place in the AL standings and we were spritzing all over the place. Boy, we are in a reality check right now. Yeah, they were 9-5. So there you go. Robert says, I'm repping at Stagecoach. Y'all would love this music. See, I don't figure Robert is, I don't see you as country. I just don't. The Cowboy Vince, that's easy, but you, I don't know. Also, Grillmaster singing the song right there. Also, Grill, don't hate us. Ricky checks in with, this loss is 1% on the team, 1% on Ron, 1% on Perry, 97% on Artie. Say it with me, people. Fuck you, Artie. Sell my fucking team right now. Also, Tyler says, all we have is a meaningless solo shots and Jack Black. Fuck! Shop Girl checks in with, but Todd, Angels only had 2 home runs of sleep on airplane. Hopefully they will win tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see about that. Saucy says, surviving, thriving in 25, baby. This team is fucking unwatchable. Grill, I live 10 minutes away from Coachella and Stagecoach. Confirm, lame as fuck. Wow. Rally Chris says, hope since Kikuchi has been in Minnesota, here in Minnesota since yesterday, when the team was in Anaheim playing the Pirates, he was over here getting some sleep before tomorrow morning. We'll see what happens. Saucy also says, I hope a huge Thursday crowd was worth blowing this series. Yep. Also, I can make Artie say something racist. Well, then do it, man. Let's do it. Demetrio says, real talk, since we can't get Farturo Moreno out to sell, maybe we can start protesting to bring back Anaheim instead. Yeah, but that's going to take a lot of us to do that, and I don't know if a lot of us have that kind of time. Gerard says, assholes never die. We're stuck with Artie forever. Don Hammond says, big bro, you calling all them terrible owners out. I sure am. Also, Artie is going to die someday. I think we all are, Grillmaster. Thanks for that update. Rally Chris says, what was Papa Fox feeling today? He's actually sick. And I mean, like, really sick. Not like, you know, like sick where I had to get him meds and I had to get him some soup and Theraflu, orange juice, all that stuff. I made dinner for him. So yeah, he's in bed right now. He caught something, and at his age, you got to take it seriously every time. So we're trying to nip this one in the butt because he started to get a sore throat the other day. That's one of the reasons why we didn't take him to the game the other day too. I would have had him there with Fernando too, but he was already starting to come down a little bit with it. So hopefully he feels better here. Mike Trout's nickname should be Han Solo. I agree. Ricky says, I called Trout's home run. I knew us being down 8, there was going to be a good chance with nobody on base for Han Solo. Come on, Minnesota. Let's beat the Lakers. Saucy, come be my Uber, Robert says. Jason Hess checks in with, we had more hits and we still lost. How does that happen? It just means we don't do it with runners in scoring position. We're a team that just can't get the big hit when we actually need it. So this team's been pretty whack so far right now. I don't know what to say, man. I mean, because I went through the stats with you guys and gals on there, told you exactly how they're hitting as a team. And it's going to take a change. And until we see a change, it's going to be much like the same. I mean, if guys like Ricky, guys like his father, Robert, all of us in the chat can pretty much just get on there and be like, okay, I think this is going to happen right now because it'd be the most angel thing to happen. Well, the most angel thing to happen usually happens, and that's where they get into trouble. So let's look ahead to tomorrow's game, shall we? It's going to be Yasi Kikuchi on the mound. He's 0-3 with a 3.38 ERA. Don't let the wins and losses fool you. He has pitched pretty decent. Ace style? Hell no. Has he pitched a good 3? Yes. Has he pitched an average 2? Kind of. But he's nowhere close to an ace, and I can't stand that they say, hey, check out this ace that we got by the name of Kikuchi. He doesn't smell like it, but he can pitch like if you really want it. No. He's got a whip of 1.26 in 29 innings pitched. He's allowed 23 hits, 28 strikeouts in 29 innings, so he's about just under a strikeout per inning. 14 walks is a big-ass concern right now. I don't like all them walks. That usually gets him into trouble and gets his pitch count way up there. But he has allowed 4 home runs, but it's mostly solo blasts. But he cannot. We cannot afford to give anything up tomorrow. He's facing Simeon Woods Richardson. That's an interesting name, Simeon Woods Richardson. His record is 1-2 with a 4.74 ERA in 19 innings pitched. Here's the thing. He's allowed more than a hit per inning at 25 hits per 19 innings pitched. He's also allowed 6 walks. That's not much, but 3 home runs. So in all actuality, he's kind of hittable. And, ESPN is like, hey, matchup predictor, the Angels 51.7% chance of winning this game tomorrow against the Twins. Bet the Twins. 58 degrees and sunshine tomorrow for the Twins Angels game, so we don't have to worry about weather. We'll see how that goes moving forward to tomorrow morning's game against 11:10 to 11:15 start in the morning tomorrow. So we'll see if the Angels can get things going. Tyler says, hope Papa Fox gets better soon. I hope so too. I think I'll have him on the mend here. He'll be feeling good. He's a warrior. He's battled my dad. I can't get my dad to sit down. So like when my mom was still alive, my dad got pneumonia. It was really bad. I mean, I've seen him with COVID and it was like nothing for him. And I thought he'd be like really bad. And I'm not talking about late COVID. I'm talking about early COVID when they told you don't take anything, and he sat there and didn't take anything. He listened, and he just got worse and worse and worse. And it wasn't as bad as when he was a couple years prior to that, and he had the freaking the pneumonia. I mean, I thought we were going to lose him. He got really bad, fluid in the lungs and everything. He was still like, I got to get to the dishes. I'm like, no, you don't. Sit your ass back in bed. My mom called me and was like, you need to stay with your dad because I can't keep him down. So I was like, dude, if you keep this up, I'm going to strap you to the freaking bed, Dad. You got to relax. So that's how my dad is. He's freaking just always doing something, constantly doing something. And it's kind of annoying because when we watch baseball games and it's a game like this and he's not sick, he gets up every commercial. He just can't sit through commercials. He hates commercials, and he'll talk crap while he's doing something, and he runs back in there when the game comes back on. Rally Chris says, prayers to Papa Fox since you said he was sick today. It's been 1 week since I saw my buddy co-work. Yeah, prayers back to you too, Rally Chris. He lost his one of his good buddies at work. Robert says, Todd, what change would you make to turn this series around? Doing something they normally don't do, which is, again, we saw a couple hits today. You saw a couple walks. I think both walks came from one guy, Shonowell. Just force these guys to take more pitches. And also, if it's anywhere in the strike zone in the middle of the plate, swing. That's when you want them to be aggressive. That's when you want them to take that next step and try to put the ball in play. But I thought Adele's hit where he got the RBI double, I thought it was a brilliant hit. He was really, really good. He he put the barrel of the bat on the ball as he was trying to pull the ball. He didn't swing over it to hit a weak ground ball. He flared it. I mean, that's all you need to do. So I would just preach more batting practice, live pitching before the game, and also come up and watch video and study the starting pitcher and try to take advantage of him early by working the count and swinging away, going the other way. If the defense shifts to the left, exploit that hole in the right side. Same thing, vice versa. They shift to the right, go to the left. Drop down a bunt if they're playing back. They don't necessarily have to play back all the way, but sometimes defenses are told to back off about 5 to 10 feet off the grass, or maybe more, play towards the edge of the grass for whatever reason, fearing exit velocity, and you just drop down a bunt and jog your way to first. Do shit like that. I would just mix it up and keep the opponent freaking guessing. Tyler says if he's hittable, that means Halos get no hit through 7th. Silent E says, I knew this game would be a blowout as soon as they put Carl in there. Down by 4, you still have a chance, but I guess Wash hates Detmers. He pitched 2 innings 2 days ago, so he can't today. Stupid. Exactly. That's what you have him for, and you don't exploit him. Also, Coochie going to have some Twinkie tomorrow. Silent E says, Wash can't manage a bullpen. It's getting ridiculous. Carl and Madreros, we had no chance with any of these call-ups coming in. It's just a lot of pressure to keep coming up on these young guys, and it's ruining them. Also, Grillmaster says running up his butt right now, which he wants this to be played, so why not? We'll play this first. Yeah. Let's see.
Let me tell you something about my guy, John Stamos. So I was able to go in the back bedroom and unscrew the old balls and
Running up my butt right now?
you get out of it what you put into it. John Stamos
Choked on me.
He was so great.
Yeah, then you have this one too, because they were the late great announcer. What was his name from the Brewers? I don't know why it's freaking killing me right now. But yeah, he had this to say about our pitching staff tonight.
Ball 4. Ball 8. Low, and Vaughn has walked the bases loaded on 12 straight pitches. Boy, how can these guys lay off pitches that close? Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Yeah, that was Hendricks through the first few innings, and the rest of the Angels pitching the rest of the way. So, oh my goodness, what a tough loss tonight. But again, we'll come back and get them tomorrow, is what we're going to say. We're going to try to have our Halo Hawks on, and hopefully they can rebound tomorrow with a win, because this one was a nasty loss. So the Angels take the loss. And final thoughts on this one, as we'll get going here in a minute, is, this is all on Artie. This is all on Artie for the way that he treated this team. I mean, he just doesn't care. And, it is what it is with the way that he treats this organization, where he runs his organization. He's not a billionaire. People always say, well, he's a rich guy. He's like, no, prove it. Like he's worth it. If he sells the team, he's a billionaire, but he's no billionaire right now. And he spends like he's not a billionaire. So, I mean, I just wish this guy would have sold a few years ago, but unfortunately, we're not going anywhere with Artie, and I don't think we're going to go anywhere until he croaks. And I hate saying that because I don't wish death on anybody. I really don't. But damn. Yeah, Mike Trout's like locked on Halos. Thank you, sir. Otani seems to be having father time. It's kicking him in the butt right now, hopefully, because I think his average is barely 260. And to check on our girlfriend right now, they are losing to the Pirates, but there's a lot of baseball left to be played at that one, and the Dodgers have like the best roster in the world, so they can come back at any time. But right now, Paul Skeens has gone 4 innings, 3 hits allowed, no runs, 4 strikeouts, no walks, and the Pirates lead 3-0 over the Dodgers so far in the game. So we'll see what happens moving forward with that one. He's facing Yamamoto tonight. Yamamoto should be done. He just got through the 5th inning, actually, and he's on 3 runs, 5 hits, 94 pitches thrown. Skeens has got up to 72, so I imagine with a clean inning in the 5th inning, he could go 6. I mean, he should be able to finish 6. Maybe dip into the 7th if he has a clean 6, I should say. But right now, and Skeeton's just struck out Conforto. So there you go. Shut up, Tyler. I hope you guys trolled him, though. I really do. Because, dude, I will say one thing. They stole a shit of our takes the other day. And just not surprising. That seems to be like on the daily. I don't want a tasty nut, Tyler. I don't. So with that being said, we will jump into tomorrow's show. And the next time we catch up, it'll be probably around 2 o'clock, 2:30 tomorrow. And we'll be right back here talking Angels baseball, hopefully after a win, hopefully after a better performance, because even if they don't win, I demand a better performance tomorrow. I really do. They cannot be pulling this shit tomorrow. They use the airplane excuse, only works them for one game, and they got to try to win the game tomorrow.
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
Yep. So let's see what happens tomorrow. The Angels must keep their composure. They got to win so we can be all happy. So that being said, again, we have an upcoming we're going to have some shirts at some point. They got delayed. So we will have some shirts coming in, and you guys and gals will be able to order them, and we might give a few away to start free, especially to those who have been contributing. We'll send some out to the super sticker people for sure. So we have, that's likely going to start in June. I know it's a month away, but I had to get somebody to make screens, and that doesn't exactly happen fast, and to do a turnaround on different shirts. So it's going to take a minute, but once it does, we'll have the shirts. We possibly might have some hats. So that'd be pretty cool too, to have some hats and shirts, plus some Angels hats to give away, which I'm working on getting some, donated to us that are brand new, not used. And we can give those away and start having some trivia, because Mateo loves him some trucker hat trivia. He won a couple times there too. The late, great Yvette won a bunch of times too on trivia too. And so she won some stuff from us, shirts, hats, and whatnot. So with that being said, last thing I got for you is check out our sponsors, man. OC Dugout, Brewheim, 714 tickets, also Underdog Sportsbook if you're into that. And we'll be back here tomorrow. And go Angels, baby.